What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in.
You know, I'm checking out Sports Illustrated, and I'm looking at the Sports Illustrated, and I see that there is a possible chance that the Clippers have a running in for Miles Turner on the Pacers. Now, Miles Turner on the Pacers was really projected to go to the Lakers this offseason. I mean, we saw all the stories in the offseason about Miles Turner possibly going to the Lakers. And we already didn't hear any stories about, Miles Turner or anything like that with the Clippers. I mean, we had some speculation of that because there was some talks in the offseason, but the talks about going to the Clippers wasn't really adamant as it was for the Lakers. I mean, because the Lakers are really more adamant into getting Miles Turner just because of the bad season they had last year. They need to get all they can to better their season this year so they won't have another season like last year. So now the reports on SportsIllustrated.com are speaking about how there's a possible trade scenario where the Clippers can possibly get Miles Turner. Now, I mean, of course, in the past when I read this about a month ago, I think, about Miles Turner possibly coming to the Clippers. The Clippers actually had a chance to get Miles Turner, but it was based upon more of what they would have to give up to get him. And to me, what I saw was, at the time, it was about Paul George being traded to get Miles Turner, which is definitely not an option. I thought that was all cap. I thought that was just no truth in that at all. So, I mean, I really didn't pay attention to that. But now it's resurfacing again about the Miles Turner thing. So I don't really know exactly, how close or anything like that the Clippers would be of acquiring somebody like, Miles Turner. But, it would take a lot to probably get him, I think, at this point, because I don't think Indiana would get up off him unless they're giving back some pieces that they really actually would feel like they could utilize. And the one thing the Clippers can't afford to do, if they hypothetically went after this possible acquisition in Miles Turner, they can't give up too much because they got a championship roster. Their roster is well put together, and they're well put together for a reason, because they're built to win the championship. So if that's the notion and that's the case, the Clippers have to be careful if any type of trades or any type of things like that happen, because they got to be able to keep most of their core players, because they're trying to win a championship. And in order to win a championship, you got to have your core players in place, and you got to have everybody in the right position and know their role and execute it at a high level in order for you to do so. So in my estimation, this is still really at the hypothetical stage. It's really not more at a reality stage, even though, anything's possible. The Clippers definitely have a lot of money because they got Steve Ballmer, and they got a lot of assets and a lot of backup, and they got a lot of resources, because Steve Ballmer is definitely a huge resource for any type of, funds or any type of transactions of that nature. I mean, Steve Ballmer can... Hell, I mean, he could pay the money out of his pocket to get a player if he really chose to. I mean, that's just the type of money that he has. That's the type of assets he has. And that's the type of resources that he has. And the Clippers had that in their favor. And the fact that, any team right now, or any player right now, any team would definitely consider playing for the Clippers, because they're projected to be number one on one of the top teams to win the championship next year. Me personally, if I had to, actually pick the finals right now, I mean, honestly, the two teams I would put in the finals in the West, of course, I would go with the Clippers as the team that could make it from the West, and the East, I would go with the Nets, which would be a great finals, honestly. But that's who I would pick to go to the finals right now. If I had to actually, just pick off the top of my head, that would be the two teams I would pick. And of course, the Clippers would be one of those teams, because as I said, throughout this offseason and before this season, the Clippers definitely have the best opportunity to win because of everything that's surrounding them. And like I said, they got the head coach, they got the superstar, they got the budding superstar, and they got great role players. And the fact that they got great role players, I say that And I emphasize that because their young players had so much experience with Kawhi and PG being out, the last year or so. They've gotten enough experience to be on the floor in big moments. And really, they've been in big moments all season, last season, because every game was detrimental to their success of possibly making it to the playoffs. They end up getting into the play-in tournament, even without the help of their superstars. And it was really amazing to see them do that with a bunch of young players and a bunch of veteran role players. So, that team, when you talk about the Clippers, you're talking about a team that's built and ready all the way around for any situation, because they've been in tough situations. They made the best of it, and they got the best out of it. And that's all you can ask for out of a team who's missing superstar players and a team who's missing a lot of talent on their roster, because they're not able to go. And the fact that Kawhi Leonard missed all season last season, they still made the play-in tournament with PG missing half the season. It just shows what type of team they really are and what type of, weapons they have and what type of coach they have. You know what I'm saying? They're just all around a good team. They're all around built to, be the best they can be. They're all around built to be, a team that really, a lot of teams are going to have trouble with, and especially trouble with if you have to play with a 7-game series. So I'm definitely anticipating to see what this team can do. I'm definitely anticipating to see where this team can go in regards to, how high up they can go and how far they can go. Now, if they acquire somebody like Miles Turner, if they don't have to give up much to get him, that's a blessing in disguise for them, because now they got another big man, which I've been saying they need more depth in that area, especially now that Zubac might be going through some injury or something like that. They definitely can use more talent in that area and more depth in that area. So, Miles Turner would be a huge leap if they can get somebody like him, hypothetically. But, what they got to work with they have right now. Hope Zubac is not as bad as, it might seem hurt-wise. And hopefully he can come back and contribute at a high level that they expect him to do before he possibly got hurt playing Euro basketball overseas. So, but definitely I urge the Clippers to get another big man if they're able to, regardless of what the situation is. If you could find a way to pull off to get another big man, to have another center, so you can fill your center position, so it could be well-rounded in that position. I honestly would do that if I were them, and I think that would better their chances going forward as a team to make them the most well-rounded team in the NBA if they have depth in every single position, every single area on the floor. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check one of the videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.